James Rodriguez threw his toys firmly out of the pram when he was furious about being substituted in Real Madrid's latest game. He launched explicitives towards his current and very successful coach Zinedine Zidane when he was walking off, and he threw just a remarkable hissy fit when he got into the dugout, punching the wall, really getting upset. And we have some screenshots we can throw to the kind of will help you translate what he says if you don't happen to speak his native tongue. But I believe
it was very nice.
Yeah, it was along the lines of, "You mother effer, you never gave me a full game." And me and Jason and I were talking off camera, and he's like, "You don't know, he could have just been saying that to anyone." And I was like,
the gods.
The gods of football, you never gave me a full game. But I think it was directed towards
But this is, by the way, this is animosity that's been happening for, I don't know, 6 months.
Yeah.
That's why he was a headline during transfer rumor season, and he's probably reached his end with Real Madrid. We're talking 2-3 months left in the season, pending Champions League and La Liga play. And he's played what? How many? I think he's been in the starting 11, if I'm correct, 7 times.
Yeah.
I believe he's been substituted after the first half, like 8 to 9 to 10 times. It's not like somebody who they need. But that doesn't mean he's not valueless.
Yes.
He was expensive. He had a great World Cup. Remember 2014? This is what caused his transfer value to go through the roof. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's someone that was signed for an enormous transfer fee coming off the back of
the 14 World Cup, right?
One of the most standout World Cup performances for a player, I would think, of that age in the last 4 or 5.
Yeah, Colombia was fun.
Major. Yeah, they were so fun. And remember that goal? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he had a great golazo, and then he also was. I hate seeing them like they get like when they lose in the when they lose in the Champions League, they're upset. Obviously, they lose in the World Cup though, like
it's devastation.
They're just. There's no cheering that person up.
Because what you're supposed to say to them, like, you'll get him next year. You'll be like,
you say,
you'll get him in 4 years.
Effer, you didn't give me a full game.
Yeah. So, but this is why I know this is probably going to annoy James even more if he happens to be tuning into TYT Sports.
It might be.
You're right. I think that he's Zidane even admits to it. He's not been on the field as much as he would like to this year. I don't know if you can really blame Zidane's. Real Madrid are one of the most dominant teams in Europe still in the Champions League.
Defending Champions League
champions and looking good in La Liga as well. James hasn't featured into the way that Zidane plays. And it's almost a rotation between him and Isco. Sometimes doesn't start, but Isco, whenever he comes on or starts, seems to apply himself very well. Some of the pundits I spoke to, my buddy Kevin over at BN says Isco is the best non-starting player in the world. And whenever he comes on, he's so impactful. So sometimes players aren't needed to be star players, but James was signed on the idea that he was going to be a star player. Like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer of Manchester United was completely adamant and okay with the fact that he was a bridesmaid and used to he scored the winning goal in the Champions League final of 1999. What better kid? What Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't start, comes off the bench and scores. Now Zidane, as I was mentioning there, the reason why he sets himself apart, I think, from most coaches is most coaches could just be I don't have time to deal with that.
Right.
But Zidane, very recent from his playing years, he's only, 6-7 years detached. I have not spoken with him. It is normal that a player wants to play the full 90 minutes. These are things that happen, and that's it. He played well, and I'm pleased with that. There is your cookie cutter best response as a very talented manager. Don't cause drama. Understand that even if James isn't in your plans, the media doesn't need to know that. Doesn't need to know that this superstar, it's not going to help James, it's not going to help his team. He just said, he played well. And players always want to play.
I got to say, he's very good. Like, look, the cookie cutter response is very boring.
Yeah.
It doesn't give us anything to latch onto. However, it's the right response. I think Zidane handles the media very well for a character who was very polarizing during his playing years. For good and bad.
No, I think that Zinedine Zidane was a gentle giant up until the Materazzi. Like, never would you see Zidane really get himself in any problems. No, that was an eclipse of his character.
I have no historical context to put it in, but I guess my point in that case was there's been good publicity and at a point bad publicity and good publicity. So he's kind of seen from the player's angle what that's like.
Absolutely.
And some managers have only seen it from the manager's angle, so they can't relate. Granted, I don't think James is 5 seconds away from headbutting Ronaldo.
Yeah, very true.
Or Zidane.
But the final point that I'll say on it is, you have two complete polar opposites of how to deal with a player that's going through troubling times. You have the way Zidane just dealt with James in understanding that there's frustration, and you have the way that Jose Mourinho is dealing with Luke Shaw, where Luke Shaw is literally he's never came out of the bus. Mourinho's just throwing him under it every single time, and I'm a big fan of Mourinho, and I quite enjoy the way he handles the media at times, and he calls a stupid question. But the way he consistently is letting the media know why he doesn't like Luke Shaw. Like, he's just not, there's no filter. It's just like, he's not working hard enough, he's not well equipped, he's not good at saying, he's not got the right attitude, and all those things might be true. But Luke Shaw, I still think, has a talent and still has the ability to help United in the future, but it seems that Jose Mourinho is just completely happy to continue to throw his player under the bus and allow the media to latch on to more drama.
This is what I took from that. Mourinho, in this case, is Lindsay Lohan. Luke Shaw is Regina George.
Very true. Right underneath the bus.
What did she say? She's like,
no, Ben.
Oh, no.
So what Mourinho is you, and Luke Shaw is the pen that just fell off the table.
Roll off the table.
Threw him off the table. So yeah, Zidane is already, I've talked about how, in my opinion,
the
best in the world at the moment. It doesn't mean he's the best manager, because he's way too short of a career so far to judge.
He's doing it right.
But he seems to be doing well. Facing adversity well, facing player troubles well, facing drama.
Helps when you win a lot.
It does. It helps when you got Ronaldo, Bale, the full Arsenal.
No, I'm not going to, no, see, here's the funny thing really quickly about that is many teams across world football have the same, on paper, stacked squad. So unlike some other sports, you don't always just get a pass to be like, well, he's got Ronaldo, Bale, and Benzema. Sure, look what Pep's got. Look what no, not Klopp, that's not fair. Look what Mourinho's got. Look what Bayern's got. Look what it's different in world football.
I agree.
In this case.
So
sure, you got to make the most of those players. James has tried, didn't work. Move on.
Yeah.
Good for James, good for Zidane. Everyone's happy.
I'm going to predict, I think James leaves in the summer.
I
think he maybe goes. I think he goes to PSG. He's played.
Sweet.
He's played his trade in France. He's done very well.
He's young.
He made a move. That was kind of where he was captivating. So I think that, I think he's got a big career ahead of him still. I just don't know if it fits. There's plenty of players that have went to. There's plenty of players that have went to the Bernabeu and struggled to find their footing and then moved on and done better things. Morata is a perfect example of a player who went away from the Bernabeu, really established himself, and then came back. And now he's a useful talent.
Can't all be Zlatan, Francis.
Yeah, very true.
Can't all be Zlatan.
All right, hit us in the comment. What do you think about... hit us in the comment. So no comments, just the comment in the bottom, I guess.
No comment. There will be one.
So, one comment.